We good? All right. Welcome, roomies and zoomies. Today, and always, but especially today, I invite you to really focus on your practice today. Just really noticing into how your body's feeling and what are you needing? Are you needing to lean in a little bit and get a little bit more sensation? Or is today a day to relax and back off a little bit and allow your body to rest and move? So I'm going to give you probably even more options today than usual. And we'll go through them a couple times just so you have a couple chances to run them. And then in 2 weeks, we'll do it again. We'll do it 2 more times after today. So go ahead and lie back on your back. And let's lie back and construct a rest, meaning back is flat on the floor, arms can rest, feet flat on the floor with knees bent. And just take a minute here to arrive. You've maybe been rushing in or busy with other things today, so take a minute just to let your body adjust. Notice if you're holding your shoulders away from the floor. I noticed mine were. See if you can let them just be heavy back on the mat. If it feels good to shut your eyes, go ahead and do that. And then check in from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Just noticing whatever you notice. Any sensation, any places that are a little tight or uncomfortable, or any places that feel rested and ready to work. And then notice where you're feeling your breath today, maybe more in your upper chest, or maybe more down towards your belly, or maybe more at your nose where the air enters and leaves your body. Wherever it is, just hold your attention there for a few breaths. And we'll take a few breaths together. So take an inhale through your nose, a long sighing exhale. And again. Good. This time on your exhale, inhale. Think or say quietly to yourself, I. And inhale. And think or say, I am. And inhale. I am here. Let's take a few more breaths that way. And then start to let your legs sway. Start really small, just doing a little exploration here. How are the hips feeling? How is the low back? Be aware of your feet rolling across the floor. Just notice what range of motion feels good. Good. And then gently come to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Maybe give them a good squeeze. Maybe even pick your head up off the floor if you're ready for a little more intense engagement. And just hang out here for a breath or two. Good. If your head is up, go ahead and take it back to the floor. Keep your left knee, take your right leg long on the mat. And draw your left leg up close to your belly. Nice. With your left hand, lead that leg over to the side, a little bit of external rotation at the hip. And then as you bring it back to center, bring your right leg up again. Maybe take your head off the floor if you like. A little squeeze here, a little engagement through the belly. And I'll let your head drop back. Keep your right leg, take your left leg out long. Nice. With your right hand, go ahead and allow that leg to drop to the outside, a little external rotation. And then bring it back to center. Take both feet in the air. I'm going to hold behind my knees or kind of back of the upper thighs. Let your ankles rotate one direction and then the other way. Nice. And go ahead and plant your feet on the floor. Bring your arms to your sides. We're going to leave our backs down for the first three of these. So inhale your arms up. They don't have to go all the way up, but just starting to move at the shoulders. Exhale down. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Next time your arms come up, go ahead and let your hips rise up as well. We're coming up into a bridge with reaching arms, maybe to the ceiling, maybe up overhead, your choice. Exhale down. Imagine one vertebrae at a time. And do two more like that. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And inhale up. Exhaling down. Good. Changing gears a little bit. We'll come into a bit of Pilates. You could bring your shins up parallel to the floor and your head up. As long as your neck feels good, if you need to put it down for a break, go ahead and do that. We'll start to pump the arms. And we have some breath. We'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 5. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale. You could stay right there, or you could take your legs up straight. Exhale. And again, if your neck gets tired, please put your head down, take a little rest. We'll be here just a few more breaths. If that feels great, maybe bring your legs down a little bit, paying attention to what happens to your low back. We want to keep our low backs close to the mat. Inhale, 2. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and bring those knees in close to your chest. Drop your head down. Let your head turn side to side. You could either roll to one side and come up, or you could roll all the way up, front to back. You might roll a couple times, or maybe come up and balance in a boat. Yeah, take your time. Maybe reaching arms. And we'll just stay here for 4 breaths. Let the soles of your feet come together, not too close to your body. Let your back round over. Take a little rest. And then wherever you are, go ahead and face me. We're going to bring our legs crossed, if that feels okay. Sit up really nice and tall and start to circle your torso around one direction. Let's take 3 or 4 circles this way. Yeah, and then switch and go the other way. Good. Come on back to center. Let's take both arms up to the sky. Spread your fingers really wide. Draw your elbows into your ribs. Let's do one more like that. Inhaling up, bless you. And squeeze those elbows in. This time, let your arms float up nice and light. No effort. Bring your right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky, and we'll take a little lateral flexion here. Good. You could stay there, or if you like a little bit more, reach diagonally out over that knee. And we'll come all the way up to center. Go ahead and float your right hand up. Left hand floats down. Then reach both sides long. Good. If you want a little more sensation, a little out diagonally over that knee. And come all the way back up. Nice. Take your left leg out to the side, right leg's in and bent. And we're just going to walk down that straight leg. See if you can walk down without dropping your head to start. When you can't go any farther, if you like to drop your head, go ahead and do that. And then we'll come all the way up. Take your right hand, place it behind your hip. Two options here. You could just reach to the side, or you could swing that arm through and come up and get into the hip. Nice. And we'll come all the way back to center. Bring your leg in, take a twist over to that side. Come on back to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we know how that one feels. Go ahead and walk down the leg. This one could be entirely different, so be sure to honor that. And we'll walk back up. Go ahead and place your left hand. Maybe right hand just reaches over. A nice stretch, or maybe we swing this one through this side as well. Good. And we'll come back to center. Bring your leg in, take a little twist to the other side. And then come on over to all fours. Cat cow to start. And we're going to work into some spinal balances with some options. So just a gentle cat cow. Lifting the hips and the head into cow and exhaling and rounding the back into cat. Good. Maybe add a little organic movement. Where do you need movement today? All right. Come on back to center. Take your right leg back behind you, float it up just hip height. We know this. See if you can keep those toes pointing down because it fires up the hip on the other side. Reach your left arm. Yep. So there's an option. Option could be down low. Do what feels good to your balance. Do what feels right and safe to your body. You could stay there, or you could start to squeeze elbow to knee. Good. And stop. Lots of good modifications there. Some with just the leg, some with just the arm. Bring your hand down. Take that leg across. Take a little stretch here. And then bring it back to center, toes to the mat. Option to press down with the hands and stay right there, just engage through the back, or maybe even float your left knee. Our first funny plank of the day. Go ahead and drop that knee back to the mat. Find yourself a child's pose or something like it. Bring the weight off your wrist. Maybe your hands come back by your sides or over your head. And then we'll come back up. Let's take left leg out, toes to the mat. Float that leg up just hip height. Add your opposite arm. Hang out here. So we're going engaging through the belly, drawing the lower abs a little bit in and a little bit up. An option to squeeze the elbow to knee. Good. Hold here. Now bring the hand to the mat, step your leg over. Look back. And then bring those toes right back behind you. Either just stay here, pressing down on the mat. We can get pretty much a plank right here just by pressing down. Or if you like, float that knee up. Good. Yeah, so it's the bottom leg floating. That straight leg is pushing down. The bent knee is floating. Lovely. Go ahead and drop it down. Find a child's pose or cat cow or anything else that feels nice. Then we're going to come up to kneeling. So turn your toes under, come all the way up. Mostly we're just giving our wrists a rest. A big inhale up. Exhale, open your arms to cactus, lift your heart. Inhale up. Bring those hands down. Let's do one more like that. Inhale up. Lift your heart. Bring your arms to cactus. Good. Inhale up. Swing those hands down. Good. Bring your hands in front of you. Turn them inside out. We'll reach up one last time. Good. And come on down. Nice. Let's move between down dog and plank. And you decide. Maybe you do the plank the whole time. Maybe you down dog the whole time. Maybe you take a break, come down to all fours. Spread your fingers wide. Give your knees or give your elbows a little bend. Turn your toes under. Find a nice, gentle down dog. Walk yourself back easy. What's the down dog for the day? Good. Option to stay there or come into a really nice, engaged, full plank. Big inhale. Also option to drop to all fours and a little cat cow to release, especially if you need to take a little break from your wrist, then come all the way down. Good. Let's do 2 more breaths. Exhale yourself back to downward dog. Let's make this a soft one. Let the legs move. Let your hips move. Good. Option to stay there. Come to all fours or child's pose or take one more plank with me. We'll come forward. Keep your head in line. Are you breathing? Take 3 breaths here. Elbow planks are a great option. Knee planks are a great option. Good. Let's get all the way out of this. Just reach those hips back. Let the wrist rest. And then walk yourself forward to your belly. Let's do 2 baby cobras with hands down, but don't use your hands. Just bring your body up, just your upper body. Yeah, putting the curve through the thoracic spine. Drop down. Pick your hands up. See if you can go as high, or maybe they were helping a little bit. Just fine. Drop back down. Bring your hands out to the sides. Option to bring your hands out to the sides. And lift up again. Doesn't have to be high. We're just hovering our upper bodies, hovering our hands. Nice. Bring your forehead to your hands. Let everything rest. Different options here. You could come back to the baby cobra. You could come back to arms to the sides, or you could reach your arms in front. Do what feels good to your shoulders. And we'll come up one more time. I'm not picking up my feet, but you could. Can you breathe here? Good. Drop your forehead to your hands one more time. And let's come all the way back up to a little bit of cat cow before we do these last 2. Release your back. Just find a way to release your back. And we'll slide back down to our bellies. For this last one, have to imagine that you've got two little tennis balls. And we're going to bounce those tennis balls on the floor. Keep your head pointed down, your nose pointed down to the mat. And just imagine two tennis balls, and we're bouncing them. And if you need to take a break, forehead to hands, release the back. Otherwise, I know this is really silly. We're going to stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your palms up. Go ahead and let your legs lift. Let's find a locust. Beautiful. And then forehead to hands. Let all those muscles go. However you like, make your way to downward dog. That might mean coming through a plank. It might not. Go slow and find a restful dog. Let your knees bend. Take a couple breaths here. And then go ahead and float your left leg up and just step forward between your hands. You're going to come all the way up to high lunge. Take your time. Yep. So we have left foot forward, right big foot back, all 10 toes pointing this way. So we're not in warrior just yet. Let's reach both hands up. You could stay right here, hands heart center, or you could sink it down. Get a little bit more engagement through the legs. Good. Send your hands out in front of you. Take your right hand up and over. Turn that right foot out. Come to warrior 2. Let's play here a little bit. So this could be really nice and soft, a little up and down, right? Don't have to go very deep into the lunge. Or maybe you do. Maybe you fire up your arms. Maybe you fire up your legs. Maybe you have a little resistance as the arms reach up and a little resistance as they drop down. Yeah, so I'm just going arms up and down here, straightening the front leg and bending it to some extent. Let's do 2 more like that. Good. We're going to land this last one in warrior 2. Drop your shoulder blades. Reach your arms to the sides and then turn your fingers up to the ceiling. Yeah. So I'm just turning my fingers up. I'm reaching out. We'll get to peaceful warrior in just a second. I know I turned you all the wrong way on this first one. Sorry. Let your hands go. Take your left hand to the sky. Peaceful warrior. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. We know this one. Bring your right hand across the horizon. And just go back and forth. We're going from peaceful warrior, left hand to the sky, to a modified side angle, left elbow on the knee. Yeah. See if you can let your legs be strong, your core be strong, and your arms be soft. Good. Let's do one more. All the way up, all the way down. And bring your body back to warrior 2. Cartwheel down, frame your foot. Step yourself back to downward dog or child's pose or all fours. Notice what you're needing. And then go ahead and float your right leg to the sky. Step forward between your hands. And we'll come up to that lunge, all 10 toes pointing forward. Hands can come heart center. Option to sink this down. Good. Bring your arms to the front. Take your left hand up and over. Find a little warrior two here. Nice. And then it depends. Nice soft movement. Or really engage by resisting on the way up and resisting on the way down. You decide. Good. Turn your fingers up. So reaching out with the arms, reaching up with the fingers, pressing down with the legs, engaging your core. Turn your right hand up and reach back, peaceful warrior. Keep those strong legs, strong core. Elbow to knee, take your left hand across the horizon and just start to move this. Soft arms. And one more. Bring yourself back to warrior two. Drop your shoulder blades. Cartwheel down, frame your foot. Step yourself back to downward dog or plank, your choice. We're just going to hold here. Or all fours or cat cow or child's pose. What are you needing? Good. Go ahead and lower your knees to the floor. Find a child's pose. Go slow. Let your back ease into this. Good. One more time. Let's come to downward dog. Just for a breath. And then walk your hands to your feet. Find yourself a nice forward fold. Hands could be on your thighs. They could be on the floor. Let your head hang down and be heavy. And then roll up one vertebrae at a time. And we'll circle shoulders back. Let's inhale up. And sink on down to a chair. We'll do this a few times. See if you can make your hips go back more than your knees come forward so that you can still see your toes. Inhale up, make sure your knees are in line and pointing forward. One more. This one will hold at the bottom, wherever the bottom is for you today. Yeah, bring your arms back and forward. And if you need to stand up and release your low back, that is completely fine. Right? Maybe a little up and down. Good, one more. Now let's bring hands, heart center. Let's go to our feet now. Walk your feet, one and then the other. Option. You could stay with this walking, or you could come to toes on both sides and hold. And if it shakes, that's okay. That's balance. Send your heels down, forward fold, let it go. Go slow, let your back release. And then let's roll all the way up. One big inhale. Nice. Bring your hands heart center. And let's come down to the floor. We're going to do something more Pilates related, but with lots of options. If you're home, you're on a soft surface. Come back to that little ball. If you're here and that's where you want to stay, that's good too. Otherwise, we're going to come up and balance. There's our option 2, ball or balance. Option 3, make sure you know what's behind you and roll back and up and find your balance. If that makes you dizzy, go back just to the balance. Yeah, I'm holding on to my legs pretty strongly. Let's do one more like that, or hold, or the ball. Option, you could bring your hands to the sides, or you can hold on tight. Let's do 3 like this, or like this. Good. Take a rest. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your head drop down. And then we'll come back up. Any of those options are good. The ball, the balance, the rolling, either of those ways. Or cross those feet, grab them underneath. Yeah, take them around if that works. Couple options here. Or grab your feet here. If you're here, you're a seal. And you get to clap your feet when you come up. And if you like, when you roll back. If you're here, you're a crab. And you get to take your crab claws and catch your feet as they switch. You could stay right here to do that. Or you could roll it and we switch back here. Or the balance. Or the ball. So many good options going here. We've got seals sitting, we got people rolling, we got people balancing. Nice. Go ahead and take a rest. And then we're going to bring feet to the floor. 3 half roll downs. And we'll take it all the way back to the mat. Alternatively, just grab your knees and take it back there. Let's inhale, exhale, scoop out the belly. Find that place that's hard to hold for a breath. We'll come all the way back up. This time again, we find that place that's hard to hold and we stay there. And come back up. This time we'll take it back to that place, hold. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, control yourself back to the floor. And let's reach out long, fingertips to toes, just for a little break. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Leave your shins parallel to the ceiling and start to make a sideways figure 8, an infinity sign with your legs. Head is down, so just the legs are moving. Nice. Good. Some options here. If you're on a soft surface, some crunches would be really nice. Or you could come up elbows to knees like we did last week and reach opposite arm and leg down to the floor. Good. Or you could come up and take your left leg, take your right leg out long. So squeeze that left leg in. Beautiful. Switch sides. And we just take the arms across. Maybe add an exhale every time a leg is long. So any of those options or your own. Good. Let's bring head down, take a little rest. Turn your head side to side. You could come back to any of those, or we'll come up for scissors, which means that bottom leg gets two little pulses, and then we switch. Your head can be up or down on this one. Getting a nice stretch down the back of the legs. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. You draw your knees in toward your chest. Turn your head side to side. And then go ahead and bring your feet to the floor. Let's take them wide this time. So out towards the edge of the mat. Let your knees drop together. Check in there. How does it feel? If it feels good, go ahead and start to windshield wiper your legs both to the right and both to the left. And come on back to center. Bring your feet parallel, arms to your sides, and roll up into the bridge just like we did at the beginning of class. So rolling up and then exhaling down. 2 more like that. Good. Hold this last one. And if you like, take one leg to the sky. Otherwise, just hold where you are. We're just going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Option to take the other leg up. And we'll hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Go ahead and drop your hips. Bring your left leg across your right. Turn that knee out and draw your right leg in. Yeah, modification I really like here is right leg straight and leaning a little bit over to the right. Brings a little more sensation to left hip. And we'll come back to center. Give both knees a squeeze. And then cross your right over your left. And do the same thing on the other side. Any of those modifications are fine. Come on back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. Turn over on your left side. We're going to stack our hands. My head doesn't go to the mat very comfortably here, but as soon as I start to pull the upper arm up, it settles down. So take your right hand or your top hand, slide it up your bottom hand. Maybe it goes across your collarbone. Maybe not. Maybe it stays right there. Maybe it reaches out to the side. Maybe it even touches the floor. How much twist do you need? You can also look toward that hand. Good. Go ahead and take that hand, slide it back up and over the collarbones and all the way out. And then turn to the other side. Doesn't matter if we're turning away from each other because we know this. So you just got bent knees, arms reaching out in front, head probably off the floor to start. Take your top arm, slide it up that bottom arm across the collarbones. And then you decide where it goes from there. And then gently wind that arm back in, all the way across. Yeah, and come to your back. One more stretch here. Nice long body. Reach your legs away. I like to flex my ankles and push heels away, but you decide. And then take your arms up overhead. Without turning on your left side, move your legs over to the left. And then you move your arms over to the left. Big stretch down the right side body. If it feels nice, you could also cross your right ankle over your left. If that's too much, put it back. And then go ahead and undo that. Bring your feet back to center. Arms back to center. We'll walk over to the right. Bring your arms over to the right and maybe cross the left ankle over the right. And go ahead and release that. Go ahead and bring your arms back down by your sides. Feel free to let your knees bend if constructive rest is more comfortable for your back. Otherwise, move into Shavasana. Let your arms rest down. Let your body be heavy. Let your belly be soft. Let your shoulder blades drop back to the mat. And then turn your attention back to your breath. Wherever you feel it easiest. Stay here just a little longer. Now bring a little gentle movement to your body. Maybe there's other stretches that you're needing. Just notice that. And go ahead and turn on one side. Take a breath there. And then help yourself to sitting. Just take one last breath together. One big inhale. Bring your hands heart center. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. See you in 2 weeks.